Hello everyone, welcome to GS Booster Shot, your daily dose for GS preparations. In our today's lecture, we are going to talk about the state of India's air quality, predicament and the way forward. By means of this lecture, we are going to cover up Indian Express's today's explained section. So this topic happens to be important with respect to environment section of our general studies. Before we start on with the topic, let us understand the purpose of this very show. This very show is intended not to enhance your sources of information, but to curtail your sources of knowledge. And that is where the key to ace any examination lies. We need to identify important topics with respect to our examination and only study those topics. By means of this show, I provide you with one such topic every day. So, now let us see as to what has provided us the context with respect to our today's discussion. So basically, WHO has revised its air quality guidelines and has made it even stricter than they were earlier. Whereas India's air quality guidelines were earlier also very lax in comparison to WHO's guidelines. What message is WHO trying to send to us in this very manner? So basically, WHO's message is that the impact of poor air quality on public health is at least twice as bad as it was previously estimated. So basically WHO says that poor air quality का जो impact public health के ऊपर रहा है वह आज की तारीख में it is double than what was estimated earlier. Now let us first see a small comparison between as to how India's air quality has been degraded over the years. So these are two maps that shows the concentration of particulate matter 2.5 in our air. So this map is of the year 1998 and this map is of the year 2014. So over here we can see the stark difference as to how concentration of particle matter 2.5 is been increasing in almost every area of the country. So over here this green area that we see shows a concentration of about 10 to 20 micrograms of particulate matter per cubic meter. And now you can see that even in southern India this thing has risen in 2014 to somewhat 20 to 40 micrograms of particulate matter per cubic meter. The biggest impact is seen in northern states, and recent studies have also said that northern states have lost more GDP as a percentage of their total GDP in comparison with respect to other states of India due to poor air quality. And over here we can see these areas, the state of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar in red, showing high concentration of air pollution. If we are to judge with respect to WHO standard of air quality, today all the districts, that is 100% of India's district, will fall below the proper air quality index as per WHO's estimates, whereas as per India's own estimates it would be 63% of India's districts would be below breathable air or the apt amount of air quality that one is requiring. Now let us see the impact of air quality on India, bad air quality on India. Over here we are going to see first of all the health impacts and then the economic impacts. With respect to health, it is always better that we provide in such answers with certain data. This shows that we have actually read the issue in detail. So global burden of diseases की एक रिपोर्ट है जिसमें एस्टिमेट किया गया है that इंडिया में लगभग 16 lakh people died in 2019 alone as a direct result of air pollution or as indirect result of morbidities which has been more impacted by air pollution. Then average life expectancy in Delhi is 6.4 years less than national average of life expectancy, that is 69.4 years. Besides this, coastal cities such as Mumbai and Chennai are also seeing a decrease in average life expectancy. Health impacts of particulate matter 2.5 include lung cancer today, ischemic heart disease. Exposure to ozone is linked to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Besides this, exposure to air pollution for longer times is resulting in premature deliveries, that is कि समय से पहले the kids are being delivered. It is also resulting in stillbirths, that is the fetus when it has been given birth is coming to be dead. Then underdevelopment of lungs of fetuses is also taking place. So अगर हमें इसे एक लाइन में सम अप करना हो तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि एयर पोल्यूशन इज थ्रेट टू जनरेशंस इवन बिफोर दे आर बॉर्न. सो ये जरूरी नहीं है दैट यू नीड टू बी alive and then only it is going to impact you. Even when a child is in the womb of mother, at that point in time also air pollution is impacting it. Now let us understand the economic impacts. Whenever we are talking about environment, it is important for us to give certain economic data with respect to the degradation of environment, the impact over economy due to degradation of environment. Why is that so? Because earlier on we had seen that environment, the state of environment is generally seen as something that has been given to us free of cost, and how it will not, people will not become conscious towards saving it until and unless in this capitalist system of the world we relate it to economy. We need to now today evaluate everything in monetary terms, and only then people will understand how important these things are. So basically, the high burden of death and disease, as I have already told you, more than 16 lakh people died as a direct result of air pollution in India. So these direct deaths has basically resulted in about 1.4% of GDP loss, that is about 2.6 lakh crore rupees. So global burden of disease study 2019 ये कहती है कि यदि इंडिया को 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का टारगेट अचीव करना है बाय 2024, then can we really afford this loss of GDP? In this very manner, we need to put extreme emphasis over maintaining air quality, thereby preventing this loss of GDP also. Besides this, it has also impacted economic activities. Official figures indicate that there has been a loss of about 8,20,000 jobs in the tourist industry itself, because if we are to speak with respect to India, despite of our lax air quality standards, today out of the 50 most cities with least level of air quality in the world, 36 feature from India. In this very manner, today tourists also avoid coming to Indian cities for tourism. Now we have to see as to what is the predicament. We are knowing the economic impacts also, we are knowing the health impacts also, but what is then stopping the government of India into taking serious measures? So basically, we need to see how India's energy structure is made. Basically, today about 75% of our energy requirements and 97% of road transport is dependent on burning of fossil fuels, which are major sources of air pollution. Now, if we are to have a significant impact on air quality, then we have to require the way we produce our power. Now, in India, it is a belief that changing the way that we produce our energy, or by clamping down on petrol and diesel vehicle, it would be throttling our economic progress, and it is said that we cannot really afford this. On the other hand, ever growing need for energy and personal vehicle is also worsening the public health crisis. So, first of all, there is also an increasing need because of a developing economy of energy sources and personal vehicle. And on the other hand, we feel that if we are going to restrict these things, then how is our economy going to develop? So this is the major predicament that we face today. In order to complete any answer, it is very important that we do not end the answer with the problem. We need to end the answer with how we are going to proceed forward on a positive note. So, how we are going to deal with this? First of all, there is a need of bringing our national air quality standards in tune with WHO standard. That is task 1. Then we need to carry out expansive epidemiological studies. Epidemiological, that means the poor air quality is having an impact to the tune or a level of an epidemic on the economy. And in order to monitor and ascertain this very impact, we need to carry out these epidemiological studies. Only when these studies are being carried out, then we can actually quantify on data generated by our own national sources the impact of air quality on citizens' life and economy. And then after taking the measures to correct air quality, we can compare the data and take out the result as to whether or not our efforts have borne any fruit or not. Then we need to learn from the example of China as well. So China was also going through the same phase of development, and Beijing was notorious for its air quality standards. However, China in the past 10 years has taken on this challenge of improving air quality index. Although its air quality index is not as good or in tune with World Health Organizations, still it is taking extensive measures. And despite of that, today China still remains the economic powerhouse of the world, and besides that, today it is the biggest market for electronic vehicles. So it will be not entirely true so as to relate economic growth directly, lack in economic growth directly as a result of taking serious air quality measures, air quality improvement measures. Then there is a need to give boost to clean energy. Already renewables today contribute 100 gigawatt of energy in the country. This needs to be improved. Then नेशनल क्लीन एयर प्रोग्राम. अब नेशनल क्लीन एयर प्रोग्राम के अंदर हमें प्रीलिम्स के एस्पेक्ट से 3 चीज़ें समझनी होंगी, 3 टर्म्स का मतलब समझना चाहिए. इट कॉल्स फॉर सोर्स अप्रोचमेंट. इसका मतलब ये होता है दैट वी नीड टू सी एंड कैरी आउट स्टडी की इंफॉर्मेशन हमें डिराइव करनी है ये देखने के लिए कि पोल्यूशन के सोर्स कौन से हैं एंड वह कितना पोल्यूशन कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं एनवायरनमेंट के अंदर. देन कैरिंग कैपेसिटी हमें देखनी पड़ेगी. कैरिंग कैपेसिटी इज कि एक इन्वायरमेंटली सेंसिटिव एरिया है एंड हमें ये देखना होगा कि उस इन्वायरमेंटली सेंसिटिव एरिया में कितने लोगों का जाना हम परमिट कर सकते हैं एंड उस चीज़ के ऊपर हमें एम्फेसिस देना होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एनजीटी ने रोहतांग पास है हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर, यहां पे लगभग 5 से 10 हज़ार गाड़ियां रोज जा रही होती थी एंड इस एरिया की इकोलॉजिकल सेंसिटिविटी देखते हुए एनजीटी ने यहां पे कर्ब लगा दिया ऑन द एंट्री नंबर ऑफ कार्स व्हिच आर गोइंग टू एंटर इनटू. एज पर माय इंफॉर्मेशन, देयर अबाउट टुडे ओनली अबाउट 1000 to 2000 cars are in marked that can travel to this very area in a day. Then need to understand the concept of public trust doctrine. एनजीटी ने इसको भी emphasize किया है एंड गवर्नमेंट को कहा है कि अंडर दिस पब्लिक ट्रस्ट डॉक्ट्रिन ओनली गवर्नमेंट को बार बार कोर्ट्स emphasize करते हैं, कोर्ट्स डायरेक्ट करते हैं एनवायरमेंटली सेंसिटिव डिसीजंस लेने के लिए. पब्लिक डॉक्ट्रिन कहती क्या है? इट स्टेट्स दैट द सॉवरेन, जो कि स्टेट है, सरकार है, होल्ड्स द ट्रस्ट ऑफ द पीपल टू मैनेज डेजिग्नेटेड सोर्सेज फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ द पीपल. सो बेसिकली people have entrusted the natural resources with the government, with the state, and therefore the state manages these natural resources as a trustee of the people, and therefore it owes a duty to the people to manage these resources. Then also there is a need of better monitoring. So आज की डेट में सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड ने बेसिकली लगा रखे हैं कंटिन्यूअस एम्बिएंट एयर क्वालिटी मॉनिटरिंग स्टेशंस। एक स्टेशन लगाने के लिए एयर क्वालिटी मॉनिटरिंग स्टेशन लगभग 20 लाख रुपए का खर्चा आता है। आज की डेट में there are about 312 such monitors in 156 cities. So you just see the number of cities who are having these monitors, just 156. These cities need to be increased, and today there is availability of such cheaper monitoring stations also in the market. Government should take note of them and should use those stations to monitor this very problem of air quality throughout all the major cities of the country and major towns. So this would be all with respect to our today's lecture. We have understood today what is the impact on health and economy of the country with respect to our deteriorating air quality index, and we have understood the main reason that the government gives with respect to economic growth, that it will hamper certain, if strict decisions are taken, those decisions are going to hamper our economic growth. And then we have seen the way forward, that is bringing our air quality standards in tune with WHO and also basically implementing those standards. Then carrying out epidemiological studies so as to see how, whether or not our efforts are bearing any fruits or not. Learning from the example of China, need to give boost to clean energy, do carrying capacity in such studies, source apportionment, and government needs to concentrate on its task as being the trustee of environment of the people, and enhancing monitoring measures with respect to air quality. This would be all for our today's lecture. Should you have any doubts, feel free to put your doubts in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to reply to them. Thank you and have a nice day.